In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the best controller settings here in Modern Warfare 2. Now, for all of you who are brand new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe with that little bell icon rung so you guys get notified the next time I upload. We're on the road to 400,000 subscribers, and we are just getting started with the Modern Warfare 2 content. And if today's settings video helped you out in any sort of way, make sure you guys drop a like, because dropping a like is going to push the video out and it could help others as well. We're going to start from the top with the controller settings. So I do play on a PS5 SCUF controller, and with that being said, I do not need to edit my button layout because I got paddles on the back that allow me to jump and slide, so I can keep my thumbs on the analog sticks without taking them off to go jump or slide. It's all back here, so I just play on default. I prefer the triggers to aim and shoot, so I have that off. Stick layout, again, default, because I have the SCUF. Controller vibration, you guys need to turn this off. I am telling you, if you've been playing with it on, I want you to play the entire day with controller vibration off. You're gonna come back to this video and you're gonna thank me, because your accuracy is gonna be so much better and you're gonna feel a lot more comfortable. A trigger effect, you need to turn this off. A lot of you probably have this on full haptics because that's the default. It makes your triggers a lot slower. So it literally feels like they're in quicksand. So with this off, you're able to be very quick and snappy when you use your triggers, whether it's to throw nades, stuns, or you're using it to aim and shoot like I am. For my aiming sensitivity, I play on an 8.8. Sensitivity is all about personal preference and how comfortable you feel. So 8.8 might be too fast for some of you, or it may be too slow. You're more than welcome to start out with the 8.8 and, adjust from there. For the ADS sensitivity multiplier, yeah, 0.95 is the best one. So basically your ADS speed is a little bit slower, and that just makes your aim a lot stickier, making it just a lot easier to land shots and get quick kills. For my sensitivity multiplier, same thing goes for the third person sensitivity. I do the 0.95, and then everything else I just leave alone. It's not that big of a deal. Next, we have my movement settings. So I have automatic tactical sprint for automatic sprint. I think at default, it's just automatic sprint. So when you have the very last option on, when you start running your weapons all the way up and you're running as quick as you possibly can. With automatic sprint, you have to press and mash your left analog stick in order to get your weapon up and run at full speed. So to make it a lot easier where you're not breaking your controllers, automatic tactical sprint, you just push the analog stick up and boom, you're running as quick as you possibly can. For my weapon mount activation, I have ADS plus melee. It's very standard. I don't change it. For my interact and reload behavior, I have tap to reload. I think this is the best option because instead of holding square to reload, you just tap it. It just makes it a lot more efficient and honestly just takes less time. For my armor plate behavior, you're going to want to do apply all. Moving on to the advanced controller settings, my aim assist type is default. I don't mess with this, and I personally highly recommend just leaving this alone. You don't need to do anything here. Precision, focusing, yeah, it all sounds good, but I think default is just the best one. I know a lot of people kind of change it to Black Ops. Apparently the aim assist is a little stickier. Me, I personally like default. I don't like changing this. For my aim response curve, I play on dynamic. I find this to be the best aim response curve. For my ADS sensitivity multiplier focus on scoped rifles where you could focus with the scope, I have it at 0.95 just like I do for the regular weapons. For my dead zones, it's all personal preference for the left and right minimum. If you guys have crazy stick drift, you're going to want to boost it up just a little bit. Hence is why my right stick minimum is a 0.25. It's really, really bad on the right, so I had to boost it up a little bit to make it better. My left is fine, and at default, I just keep it at a 0.08. For the left and right, you just want to have it 100, so it's maxed out. And then triggers, at default, I think it's at 13 to 15. You want to put it to 0, so it's as quick as possible for both left and right triggers. Moving on, we have the rest of my movement settings. So I honestly kind of keep this standard. I don't mess with this whatsoever. I think everything is completely fine here. And then the last thing I changed in advanced settings is all the way down here. I have quick C4 denotation on. Yeah, you guys were making fun of last time I said that. With this, you're able to double tap square if you're using C4s rather than having to click the C4 to blow it up. It's just a lot easier and quicker. Next, we have my graphics settings. Now, I know nothing about computers, but my buddy is a literal PC god. I had him get on the game for me, and he gave me the best settings for both quality and really good frames. And I've had zero issues ever since I've had these on. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like and sound like I know what I'm talking about. I'll scroll down. You guys are more than welcome to pause the vid and copy these settings down for yourselves if you are on PC. So there's quite a bit of graphic settings. A lot of them have changed since the beta. There's a lot to go through here, and man, it looks intimidating, but a lot of this really wasn't even changed from when he was doing my settings. Something I would like to note here is world motion blur and weapon motion blur. You guys need to turn this off. When you turn this off, your weapon is going to look and play so much smoother. So on the right, it's motion blur, literal blur. You can't see. On the left, it's clean, clear, and smooth. Highly recommend turning it off. You'll thank me later once you do. My field of view is 120. Those of you who are on console, thankfully, you finally have this. For ADS field of view, make sure you guys play on affected, not independent. Affected is going to make your weapon visually look like it has less recoil on it. My weapon field of view is default. I highly recommend just keeping it like this. Basically, keeping it default is like how it is in any other Call of Duty game. My third person field of view, maxed out at 90. And then for first and third person camera movement, your weapon's visually going to look like it has more recoil. So you need to change this. If you don't change it, your accuracy probably is abysmal. I had the same issue during the beta, and after I changed this, I was landing so many more shots. So at default, 100%, you want to do 50%. Your screen is not going to be super shaky. It's going to be very, very smooth. And when you have both these settings at 50% and you have world and weapon motion blur off, crispy game. Super crispy game. And then for the last two settings, I have a game perspective for spectating rather than the helmet cam. So if you're playing some search or whatnot and you don't like the helmet cam, you could change it right here. Moving on for the audio settings, the master volume on this game, man, is blowing my eardrums out. So I dropped this all the way down to 40. It's still a little loud, but not like blaring in my ears. Music volume, I like to turn this down so I can listen to footsteps a little bit better. And honestly, I think that's the only things I've changed here. Game chat is incredibly loud as well. Honestly, I kind of reminded myself to turn this down even more. It's very, very loud. So drop this down to 30 because, I mean, you actually might lose some hearing when you first get on the game. It's actually really, really bad. And then, yeah, I didn't change anything else here. I don't think there's nothing too notable worth changing. Now, for the interface settings, there's very few things I changed, but one of my favorite things is the color customization. So for the HUD color palette, I love Deuteranopia. I've been playing on it for the longest. And then from there, you could literally change the color of you, your team, your party, the enemies, and it's just super easy to distinguish who is who, what is what. Moving down to my HUD, I have my vertical and horizontal bounds both at 0. So basically, it just kind of moves everything a lot closer. So it's not super far apart. So if you're trying to look at your mini map, you don't need to look all the way top left. It's just a little quick glance. You want to check your ammo, quick glance. You don't got to look all the way bottom right. It just makes everything a lot easier. For your mini map shape, you got to do square. I mean, just take a good look at the square mini map. You could just see so much more. So just a UAV up, you're able to see a lot more of the mini map and where the enemies are at. Circle mini map is just way too small. And then if we're coming down a little bit more, for the telemetry, I have mine custom. So basically, you guys can see my frames, my latency, and packet loss. There's my 3 favorite things to look for. So if you want to customize what you see in the top right-hand corner, do custom. If you don't want it on, you know, turn it off. It's more of a personal preference type of thing. My connection meter, I have this off. It's just like a big square on your screen. It's honestly unnecessary. Tooltips, turn this off. I don't need that. If you guys have any connection issues, you know, you can keep those on. And that's the last of the things I change in my interface settings. After looking around, that's literally all of the best settings here in Modern Warfare 2. If there's something I didn't explain that well, or, you know, you got a question about, leave it down below. I'll try my very best to answer you guys. If this video was helpful, again, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload. You guys all stay safe, have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.